So then, this is really what people are talking about today, is the idea of brand experience, user experience. So from a customer's perspective, we don't buy a product, we buy experiences, right? And I will get into arguments with colleagues as to whether there's a school of thought in marketing that there is no such thing as a physical product, but ultimately every product at some point becomes a service. Even can of peas becomes at some point a nutrition delivery service. You can argue about that. But the point is that the brand expression is how you communicate your brand to the consumer. And again, recognizing you have both cognitive and emotional, you need to communicate facts as well as the feeling. So these are ways that you can communicate the brand experience, brand name, positioning, the logo design, message strategy, website. I had a conversation actually this morning with I was doing some focus interviews for this textbook that we're working on, and was talking about that in the digital era, the look and feel of your website is an important way of communicating how serious you are to your customers. If it doesn't look like you know what you're doing, the customers are going to not think that your brand is all that hot. You've got advertising, you've got culture. We'll talk when we talk about services, the idea of internal marketing. If the people in your company don't believe in the product, how can you possibly expect your customers to believe in the product? And then one of the most visible is a brand name, and these are the things that make for a good brand name. It should be short. It should be easy to pronounce. It should be memorable. It should be friendly, emotional. It should suggest a benefit. It should translate, and it should be legal. Meaning it should be legally protected. Yes?
They usually become verbs.
They usually become verbs. We'll talk about that in a minute. If you do it right, they become verbs. Legal protection in terms of both protection for the trademark and trade dress. And the United States Patent and Trademark Office has one of the easy to navigate websites where you can do a quick search and find out if anybody is currently using a proposed brand name in trade. And then you can decide whether or not you want to pursue that brand name. And also, you need to be sure that the brand name doesn't violate any legal agreements. If you call something light and it's a food product, then that means that it has to have 30% less calories than the product that it's not light. So you just have to take into account. So I have here two brands. Which of those brands, if you had to own one, if somebody's going to give you one of those brands for your birthday present, which of those brands would you want for your birthday? So, okay, which of these is the better brand from what I just said? Which is the short? Easy to pronounce? Memorable? Oh, yeah. Friendly? Sounds like I'm about to hit you. Does it suggest a product benefit? What is a Xerox? Is it translatable? Yes, that's universal. And is there legal protection for it? Yes. Let's try the other one. Is it short? Swiffer, yeah. Is it easy to pronounce? Swiffer, yeah. Is it memorable? Yeah. Is it friendly? Hey, Swiffer, the Swiftmeister. Does it suggest a product benefit? What is a Swiffer? It's a cleaning product. So yeah, Swifts. It's a good product. Translatable, I'll take your word for that, and I guess it's protected. So the point that I'm trying to make is obviously Xerox is the more valuable brand, but were the Xerox, the American Haloid company, to come up with a brand name today, they'd probably do something better than Xerox. They'd probably do Capio, which is why I'm in academia and not doing this for a living. So, questions on branding? So there's the Chevy Nova. In Spanish is it won't go, or the Pinto. So just understanding, or the Sierra Mist. Try selling that in Germany. Yeah. Oh, look it up. So, anyways, favorite brand names. What's the best, worst brands you can think of? Google. Oh, good brand name. I like that. Is it short? Yeah. Is it memorable? Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, they probably put a lot of money into that. How about Apple? Where'd that come from? Yeah.
That's another question. Is that I read some articles that for a brand name it shouldn't be longer than 7 letters. Is that right?
So you heard a comment that the brand name shouldn't be longer than 7 letters. Is that correct or incorrect? And the answer is probably. And getting back to those things, those are guidelines, not rules. So unless I have a good reason for going more than 7 letters, but if I can come up with a brand name that's really cool that's 8 letters. So yeah, those are guidelines, not rules, but excellent. Yeah. Yeah, so a classic example, Arm & Hammer, is it short? 3 words, no, that's more than 8 letters. Does it suggest a product benefit? Arm & Hammer brand baking soda. So it's kind of in the Xerox category. Is if we were to create a brand name for baking soda today, it would probably not be Arm & Hammer. But because we talked about positioning, because that has been, they created the category, and because they have been using it for so long that that's become the exemplar for the category, the brand has value. So again, guidelines, not rules.